a guy that really needs no introduction.
Because you don't have any.
That's a good word. It is a really good word.
Thank you again for having me here and welcome me with open arms. Always, Theodora and Rosie. When I come over here, I see the both of you. So.
Thank you.
And now I will see Troy and Dwight as well. And glad to see Claudia again. And it's always a good opportunity when you get a chance to speak off the cuff because it's something that you, as you are aware in real estate and in mortgage business, that's something that you have to do is speak off the cuff. But my purpose today in the speech is to talk about something that I enjoy, and I think I've used it throughout my life, is streaks. What do I mean by streaks? Streaks are just as, not streaks that you might have on your underwear, no, not those types of streaks. I'm talking about the streaks where you're doing something in a consecutive days, for example, or for a consecutive amount of time. And one of the things that I like about streaks, for example, is that you make a commitment to doing something and doing it continuously for a certain amount of time, whether that be either fasting or, for me, I enjoy fitness, and one of the things that I enjoy doing, and I've done it since January 1st of 2012, is running. I run at least 1 mile per day, and I've done it since January 1st.
Every day?
Every single day.
Mm.
Yes. And for me, the thing about that is getting out there and doing it. I might not feel good. It might be 11:50 p.m. at night. My wife knows if I haven't run that day, it's not strange for me to say I'm going out for a quick run. And she knows that's not a problem. It could be a little bit past midnight, and I will go out on a run because I haven't done my run for that. Well, technically, she tells me it's for the previous day, but I haven't done my run for that day. I'll go out on my run just because that's something that I'm committed to, and nobody's holding me accountable. If I stop today, nobody's gonna say, "Oh yeah, you stopped your running streak then." Nobody really cares. That's my thing. And I want to continue that as long as I can. As long as I'm healthy and able to do it, I'm going to do it wherever I am. I know 3 years ago, we went to Copenhagen and stayed there for a little bit and then drove down to Berlin. And it was very cold. I still went out there. We didn't have a treadmill in the place where we were staying because we were in Airbnb. And I went out there in the snow with my shorts on and my
Oh my God!
minimal gear. And I did my 1 mile run just because that's something that I'm interested in. Another thing that I'm streaking with is riding. And for riding, this is a combination of something that my wife and I have done now for 489 days, if I remember correctly. I have it written in my Instagram because that's where I post my stuff. We became vegan 489 days ago. And since then, I decided, at first it was to keep track of my journey into being vegan the first 30 days. Then after that, it was like, let me continue this. I had a previous goal to write every single day because I wanted to publish a book. I was like, let me combine the two and do both. I'll write and then also write about my experiences being vegan. And so far, so good. That's something else that I don't see ending anytime soon. I'm going to continue writing, and I'm going to continue being vegan, as long as my wife is with me, because if my wife decides not to go be vegan anymore, then it'll be very difficult for me, especially since she does the cooking. But and that's the thing about streaks for me, is I want to stay committed to something, and it's something only for me to be aware of. And if it encourages, I share it out to others, because if it encourages another person to push in the direction, let's say, of fitness or writing or a goal that they have in the future, then that's great. I've made possibly a positive change in somebody else's life. And that's why I share my stuff. They say, oh, you should keep all that to yourself. No, I mean, if you're interested and you want to do something about it yourself, then great, then you do it. And that's why I share stories like this with audiences as well, is if there could be any change for you in the positive manner, then that's great. I want to push you in the right direction, even if it's subconsciously, even if you think about it, a month from now, a week from now, a year from now. You see, oh, okay. You don't have to tell me. If it made a difference in your life, then that's great. That's what I'm looking for. And the streaks can help you, and even better. Mr. Toastmaster.
Well done. You are welcome back to our club any day you like. Mr. Timer, may I have 1 minute for comment?